Welcome everybody to Inside the Booth. I'm your host, Dan the Law Arena. We have Dreaming Tabitha and Matthew
What?
James.
Howdy, folks.
Welcome to this cool episode we're doing of the movie Once Upon a Time in the West. And apparently a lot of people were inspired by this movie, so I think that's why a lot of names of Once Upon a Time is something, you know, in other movies. So here we go.
Here
Uh,
we go.
what's that? Yeah, we're by the way, everybody, we're doing something different, new, and Tabitha, you won't be able to see her beautiful face, but I don't think she's home anyways. But
I'm not. I'm traveling.
she's
Again.
traveling, so she wouldn't show her face anyways. I mean, even if she was, able to do so. Um,
Maybe.
Maybe,
I
but
like to have a little mystery in the booth.
she's gonna do some live drawing as we talk about this beautiful movie. So we are doing kind of a Western theme. I don't know how that happened this month, but that's what we're doing. So,
Right.
so what she's gonna do is draw some Western stuff inspired by this movie, other Westerns maybe. Who knows? Uh, Whatever her brain comes to do. I don't know.
Right. I'll try to put some restrictions on what my brain comes to. It's dangerous up here.
It's dangerous. That's it. And she's playing with putty. That's great.
It's actually an eraser.
Oh, sweet. My eraser doesn't look like that.
It's a kneaded eraser, so it's self-cleaning. You just have to warm it up.
Oh.
Yeah.
R2 says, Dan looks ready for the big scoop for the evening edition of the paper. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Give me something to write. But this is my eraser, Tabitha. It's a regular.
Darn those saloon people that keep playing the piano while we're trying to talk.
I know it. Too bad it keep going, though. You know what I'm saying? What's wrong with these people? Only plays two keys.
Matthew James, how are you this evening?
I'm doing well.
You seem pretty excited for this film. This was your choice, wasn't it?
This is probably on my top 5 best films of all time.
Best film?
Oh, best film. See, okay, so I didn't understand it the first time I watched it. It was cool. I liked the visual and the sounds and stuff, but I didn't understand what was going on. And then at the end of it, then I kind of did understand it a little bit, and I was like, well, let me watch it again now that I've seen it to see if I get a better picture of what's going on. And yeah, I did a little bit more, but still an odd movie. So Matthew, since this is your favorite, one of your top favorite movies, why don't you start with the plot? And we got some puppet hands over here.
I'll just start drawing, right?
The
plot, yeah. So you explain what the plot is, because definitely a difficult movie to understand what the plot is until the end-ish, I guess.
So there's you set up 3 guys all with in the same time period of like kind of the Western front as one generation is ending while the new generation is coming aboard.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty much what it's about, because you see all the new town getting built around the whole part of the characters that you're been involved with.
Right, now that was like a farm, wasn't it? It was like a farm, and then they decided, hey, we need a train stop here, and then
yes, he bought the land specifically for to have like a new thing start in the West.
Who bought it? This Irishman, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, so this is what confused me in the movie. So in the beginning of the movie, you got these. It shows these 3 guys, and they're on. The camera stays on them pretty long. They look like, okay, these 3 guys must be some kind of character or something in the rest of the movie. And then like after 10, I don't know, 15 minutes, 20 minutes. I don't know how long it was. It seemed a little long, and then
For nearly 3 hours.
yeah, after like the first 10 minutes, these guys die. You know, and I'm like, okay, so they're not part of the
Spoilers, guys, if you didn't know.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, very many spoilers in this beautiful thing.
Very many.
I guess you can also say a mysterious stranger with a harmonica joins forces with a notorious desperado to protect a beautiful widow from a ruthless assassin working for the railroad.
Yes, but that was strange too. This beautiful widow becomes like a like a working girl or something. She kind of lays.
Are you against women having a career, Dan?
Well, not. You know what I'm trying to say, right? I mean, one of those.
If you notice, everything around her, she was always doing something with water, and that was a symbolism of her character. So, like, she's the one that's bringing life into the next generation, into the era, into the next generation. So everything she's doing, she's always pouring water. She's like, there's the bath scene and everything. There's always water surrounding her.
Right, like she.
What is that supposed to symbolize?
She represents the new life coming to the next next generation.
Life. Gotcha. And does that also mean that because water kind of forms and conforms to whatever it's in or around, does that mean she's good at turning into something that like
she can hold her own for sure
to whatever's going on? Okay.
Yep.
Like the Western guys, they couldn't do that because they just seemed like that's all they knew was Western style. Whatever
that deals with kind of the old generation. That's like the old, like if you were paying attention to the dialogue at the end, and he's like, I can't do this anymore, but I know we're gonna do it like it was in the past. We're just gonna have this final duel. So it's like they have no point in the future. Can't hold them in the future.
Right.
So the old ways are dying, the new ways are coming along, and the future of them is dying out. So there's no place for them.
Right.
Which is kind of
sad. Like that was the main point of the film. Then was like out with the old, in with the new kind of thing, like generational.
Yeah.
Interesting.
You can, yeah.
I don't think I picked up on that.
Yeah. I don't think I did either. I thought it was more about who's going to own that piece of land that was,
there's so many moving pieces in there. That's why it's considered like one of the best films. You can watch it multiple times.
Yes, moving, but at the same time, a little bit. It was a little slow for obviously, I don't know. It's weird. I liked it because it was slow, but then I didn't like it because it was slow. It was
like a lot of cutscenes.
Yeah, like I knew it was going to be slow because it's an old movie, but I didn't realize that it was going to be more like a, what would you call it? Like a suspenseful slow or something. Like it very much like you see their faces a lot and what they're looking at and who they're looking at and then
close eyes.
Yeah. And they
in contrast with the ginormous of the Western frontier.
Right.
He did that. He did that on purpose.
Yeah, and some of the shots.
Leone.
Yeah, Sergio Leone, which was a good director apparently back then. He did a lot of the spaghetti westerns, and didn't he film in Italy too a lot?
Yep.
Okay,
that's right.
So that's what I heard, because watching some things about Sergio Leone. Can't even say his last name.
I was watching the commentary on this a little bit, and John Carpenter's in one section is talking, and he's saying like, it's been a while since I watched this film. I actually, after all these years, it still gets me. Like there's some parts I don't understand what he's trying to say. So even he's just like, what's going on here?
Right. No, and that's it. Some of the dialogue was very low. It was hard to hear what they were saying.
Yeah, you have to really blast it.
So yeah, but then when you turn it up so high, you get all the noises and the music is all freaking so loud. It's like what? It's so weird.
Now, I will say I kind of got some
Someone
Terror on the Prairie vibes from this movie, just because it opens up and there's no music. Like the music's not heavy necessarily in the film.
Right. Well, I don't think they had music.
That's to add to the suspense.
Exactly. So I just thought it was interesting, again, like these older type films, that music wasn't necessarily the main, emotional motivator for the films. So that was just something that first came to my mind when the opening scene with that old shriveled up shrew looking dude, like, oh my goodness. And like the first sound you hear, like you're not sure what's going on. And then instantly the sound of the door.
Yeah.
And it's like, like the sound effects were just like,
all done on purpose.
That was the music. Yeah.
Yeah, you got that. Yes.
It was all in your face. This movie was more of like, if you don't catch the visuals, like, deeply, deep thoughtly, I don't know how to say it, intellectually. If you don't catch the visuals, you don't understand what's really happening.
The director said this was his like kind of saying goodbye to cinema, like creative cinema.
Okay.
He saw the changes happening within Hollywood at these times, and he's like, it's unfortunate, like character development is going out the window for faster paced kind of films, and he was kind of sad about that. Kind of saying like, well, there's no place left for me. They don't want this kind of anymore, and how to deal with all that. It's so fascinating.
Interesting.
We kind of talked about a lot of stuff. Was this all for the plot?
I don't know, but I guess I'm just talking to try to understand it better, the movie.
Mm-hmm.
I know we're supposed to be on the plot, but
so I've got my official tally board right here. So.
Okay. Gotcha.
Official, legit. Okay,
so another thing that got me was when they went over to the farm and the family there. And he's talking about his wife's coming and stuff like that, and and I thought maybe those also would be main characters because of how it was shot. And then another disappointment for me.
That was that whole scene was an homage to The Searchers, if you've ever seen that, another epic Western. There's a lot of hints towards other films within this film, and how they actually filmed it. Like there's a lot of things the director has done to kind of copy certain scenes from other films with these characters. There's so many references in this film.
Interesting. What I did,
old films, of course, like most people probably wouldn't even like guess what these films are. Right. Like you would have to watch all the old films to see, and then watch this one and be like, oh, this reminds me of this one. This reminds me of that one.
Gotcha. What I did do, just to let everybody know, that after I watched it for a second time, I did kind of go on YouTube and cheated a little bit, and because I didn't know what the plot was about and stuff. So I did watch some other YouTubers and the reviews on the movie, and they talk about the movie. And I did leave some of their links down below. So
cool.
For you guys for everybody who wants to check them out after watching the movie, though. You can't watch those before watching this movie. You have to watch the movie first to see if you get it. It's like it's very artsy, this movie,
Yes.
Dan's making people do homework. Can you believe that? And on a Sunday night.
I know.
Well, it's kind of it's a film for like a theatrical opera. Like you have to keep that in mind while you're watching it. Kind of, it's definitely an opera feel. Even the movements when they're walking, it just feels like it's like every ounce of this film is just so perfectly timed, so perfectly laid out.
Yeah, and
is that why it's your favorite movie? Like, what makes this one of your top like movies, Matthew?
The beginning, like that is like one of the top like 10 opening scenes in cinema, like history of cinema of all time. And the way the attention to detail of Leone is like no one can really match him.
Right.
Like Quentin Tarantino has been influenced by him. Like all the artists, all the still living directors have been influenced by him in one way or another.
Right.
So it's
okay.
Because if you look at a lot of Quentin Tarantino films and the music he picks, the style he picks, and the way he shoots, like you can be like, oh, he took He was influenced by Leone for sure.
Right. Okay, so my I guess my explanation for the plot was because it wasn't it wasn't like in your face like a real plot. I don't know, like how we see plots nowadays. It wasn't in your face.
Very evident, blatant.
But after the end of the movie, so what I got out of the whole thing was this guy. I guess his name was. Well, first they called him the harmonica guy, harmonica.
Mm-hmm.
And then they did a flashback to where he's standing, and they called him Billy, and he's standing there with somebody standing on his shoulders, and apparently that was his brother standing on his shoulders in a noose. So apparently the bad guy killed his brother and left him
in a very sadistic way.
Yeah, in a very weird, sadistic way, that's for sure. And so he's basically out for revenge. This whole movie was for his part of the plot was revenge, but at the same time, in the middle, he got caught up with the whole I guess you could say the widowed wife, and I guess getting that farmland to build a town and to become rich, even though it was like the plan of that Irishman that died. And then everybody wanted that part of it because the train was going to go through.
Because they saw the worth of it as it was like, oh, this guy bought it years ago because he already knew.
Yeah, exactly.
There was a scramble for the land.
Yeah. So yeah, the plot. I guess you could say there was a couple plots in here. The revenge thing, and then the fighting over the piece of land, and then like you said, Matthew, the whole new age and old age, and it's like the old ways were going away or something like that.
Yeah.
So,
and Henry.
So
Henry
which
Fonda,
plot are you pointing, Dan?
I don't know. I guess all of them.
Which one's your favorite plot?
My favorite plot, I guess, is the revenge. I guess maybe because he wasn't a good guy, but he wasn't a bad guy either. It was weird. So it was interesting. I can't say weird. I was
the character Cheyenne.
No. Him too. Yeah, all of them. I think all the characters, even the woman, because she kind of like slept with the bad guys and then not slept with the bad. It was weird. It was interesting. It was an interesting movie. Let me tell you that.
Kind of like a soap opera to you, Dan.
I guess. I don't know.
Ooh, don't say that out loud. And Henry Fonda, I mean, everybody knew him from back in the day. And for him to take on like kind of an evil role was like shocking. So like when he came in and then shot, the whole family, you see, and then also shoots, the young kid. That was like a gas moment when you saw that in first came out.
Oh, interesting.
And they took that scene off of the TV when they aired it later on because it was
I can see why.
Yeah. It's like, whoa, Henry Fonda, what are you doing?
Yeah, I was shocked too. Or shocked is a heavy word, but I was surprised. Yeah, because I've seen him in other films, and when I saw that he was the bad guy and shooting up and doing what he did, I was like, oh.
Mm-hmm. Well, you know what that tells you? He's a good actor then.
Yeah.
He can play both good and bad guys.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Can I give the plot a point?
All right, let me get my official tally here. Plot gets a point from Matthew. Dan, which plot do you point? Does it get a point at all?
It gets a half a point because I didn't understand it first.
But then you did.
Right, as I watched it again and then watched, other people's takes on it. And then I did, but it was definitely one of those movies that's, very strange. Thank you for kicking out that furniture.
The furniture,
Mm-hmm.
Get on there. I'm gonna go with Dan and give it a half a point because it's like a lot of these old westerns, like there's a good plot and I think it's like there's a good plot there, but for me it's like this is a film. It's like it's taking a long time, but at the same time I know like what Matthew's saying. Like this was an era where you're like you're paying more attention to the story. It's not just supposed to be fast. So, I'm struggling with that because I can appreciate a really long movie.
Did you guys fall asleep to this when you're watching it?
I could.
I did not. I was surprised I didn't because of how.
So officially putting that 0.5 there because, like I said, it's not like it's a bad plot, but for me, it's just it's really long.
Yeah. Now the reason. Yeah. It was, I don't know.
Why don't we move on to acting, guys? Because Dan is struggling over there.
Well, I like what Jacob Ironside says. He says the beginning guy was sitting on the bench. He catches the fly with his gun barrel.
Yes.
And
what
he actually
fantastic
did that.
Scene. Yes, he did.
Unscripted.
So how they did that was they put marmalade on the guy's face and released the fly. And hopefully they were just crossing their fingers that a fly would just be on him and they can film it, and it happened.
Oh, nice.
Amazing.
Marmalade, huh? I would have hated that. I'd be like, this is
practical effect. Hey, that is dedication right there.
Yeah, and he was trying to blow it out. The thing didn't even
goes,
I've always wondered how that works. That makes total sense.
Yeah,
how do they do that before CGI and everything?
Exactly.
Right?
Yep.
Exactly. So that was cool. That was cool. Yeah, it was the reason why I didn't fall asleep was because everything is so quiet. It like keeps me suspenseful, going, what's gonna happen? What's gonna happen? So I think that's why I didn't fall asleep.
And if you notice with the characters, they all had their theme song, so you knew like who was coming right before they entered the scene.
Yeah.
I love that. It's so good.
that was good. Yeah. All right, let's move on to acting, like Tabitha said. Go ahead, Matthew. You go first, since this is your
this is your show.
This is my baby.
That's right.
Acting is I mean, they have like the top guys in this film. You got Henry Fonda as Frank, Charles Bronson. I mean, who doesn't love Charles Bronson as this mysterious guy? And he's the guy that, like, he's never going to back down for anything, and you have no idea what he's thinking, and that just annoys everybody around him. Then you have the girl, was it for the Jill McBain character?
Yeah, she was pretty. Great. I liked how when
Claudia Cardinale.
Yep.
When she first came off the train, there she had they highlighted like her kind of brownish reddish hair, and then highlighted her brown eyes. That was very pretty how they did that.
Yes.
I mean, why don't they do movies like that anymore? Where they and I heard
because it's a lot of work. And people don't want to do a lot of work to get amazing things anymore.
Yeah.
Well, because they're focused on what's above the neck.
Yes.
Thank you. Inside joke. Boom.
Inside the booth jokes there.
Yeah, they had a lot of great characters in this. Was it Jason Robards that played Cheyenne? I mean, this was, and they all worked so well with each other. If you're watching that, normally you have some big guy who's the star of the film that we get from like the 80s and 90s, and that you have that one guy, but everybody just worked in tandem together so well. It just
just
all the unity working together. Like that gives it a point right there for me.
No.
Yeah.
Oh.
Tabitha. I could have done that, Tabitha, if you wanted me to,
What? Take my job away?
All right. I'm just saying, because you're drawing, and it looks pretty, pretty rock.
It's pretty what?
It's a pretty rock, I said.
Oh, yes. Thus far, it's a pretty rock, yes.
I should introduce you to my friend Amy. She has a show on YouTube, and it's about drawing. Like you're talking to whoever the guest is. She had me on for one of the first time ever live. That was the first time live with going on YouTube. And I'm like, this is kind of cool. And then I jumped aboard with you guys and into the booth. So I'm like, I could do this. But as we were talking, whatever the topic was, her and another co-host were like drawing, and at the end they show what they drew. It's really cool.
That is really cool.
I'll have to send you the link to that.
Yes, do that.
Yeah,
I always like looking for other artists.
Cool.
Anonymous, you're right. Why so much furniture? We're having a boot sale. Boot them out. So I will talk about acting next, I guess. You know what? I enjoyed it. I did enjoy the acting. They had me wondering what was going on.
And you're a Charles Bronson fan, right?
I don't know who that is.
I thought the last time we talked, you're like, oh, Charles Bronson's in it, the guy who played harmonica.
He might have been.
I thought you liked that guy.
Maybe I don't remember.
You don't remember saying that? You're like, oh, Charles Bronson, I like that guy.
He was like the guy towards the end that's still alive.
Yeah.
With the harmonica.
Yeah.
That doesn't have one anymore. Yeah, that
right.
guy. Anyways,
he doesn't remember.
He doesn't remember.
I don't.
Dan, what are we gonna do with
So, I think they all did a good job, and I did enjoy, like the suspense, and I know that's more director stuff on his part, but also
but they gotta follow direction.
Right. They did
have
a good job
to make
following
it work.
directions, yeah. But they did a good job making me believe that, like, he's a good guy. No, he's not the good guy. He's the protagonist instead. He's a bad guy. He's not really a bad guy, but he is,
like an anti-hero?
Yeah, like anti-hero. It was definitely an interesting movie. I did
love that word.
Yeah. Tonight I'm going to be using it.
Explain interesting, Dan.
Interesting.
Elaborate.
Good. And
Matthew's making him work for it. Like,
I think when I say interesting, I mean like something like kind of weird but good at the same time, and just had a different feeling.
Intriguing.
Intriguing, yeah. All these words together.
Synonyms for the same word.
Anonymous says that mountain looks familiar, Tabitha.
Well, it should. It's a very famous mountain. It won a Nobel Prize.
UFO landing? Question mark?
It's a place out in the West.
Famous this means something.
Right.
It means everybody. So, you know what? I will give the acting a point on this one. I think they did a good job. And I know that some of the dubbing was weird, but whatever. That's sound. They didn't. I don't think they did good with the sound mixing. But
that opening sequence, you didn't think that was an amazing?
It was
sequence of like all the sound effects happening.
Okay, yes, it was good, but at the same time, it wasn't like it wasn't like mixed evenly. And I know he did that probably on purpose, but
right.
I don't know.
But it just sticks in Dan's craw when they don't mix the way he likes
it. Like I said, it's weird. It's
the
weird.
Burn his
good. That's why I keep saying it's interesting. It was very interesting.
Matthew's like, I hate the word interesting.
Yes,
I'm gonna hate that word from now on.
One of the reasons is because in college, my art mentor, she said, if you're talking to me and you're describing something, you cannot use this word. I'm like, why? She's like, it just screeches. It's like having your hands on the chalkboard and screeching. And she said, I'm like, okay.
It's one of those words. It's like it's because you're having a hard time explaining, what you're feeling from whatever it is. Like watching the movie, what I felt from it. It was weird.
It was peculiar.
Yeah, peculiar. It was weird. It was good. It was. I don't know. It was just like
It's an experience Dan will never forget.
Yes, it was.
Would you watch it again? Oh,
maybe,
that's a no. You didn't answer right away.
And probably in like.
Dan finds it interesting that you would ask that question.
Yes, I find that interesting. No, maybe in like 2 or 3 months from now, I'll probably pick it up again and watch it again because I liked the visuals. Now that I won't say is interesting. So speaking of visuals, cinematography next.
Oh, we're just
take it away. That's your thing, Dan.
Yeah. The cinematography on this movie was spectacular. No. It was
Awesome.
spectacular.
Yes.
This wasn't interesting. This was spectacular. I heard that they used natural lighting throughout the whole movie, and the shots that they got out of natural lighting, oh my goodness! I could just I fell in love with the just the way it was shot and the way it was lit and was.
The hat's going like this. You can still see the eyes, but you see the shadows still.
Yeah,
Them.
The exposure. Yeah, he did a great job with the exposure on this. I mean, he obviously
He's
Sergio Leone knows his exposure on film. You know, he knows what to do. It's one of those things. Oh, that's right, Tabitha. I totally forgot. What did you think about the acting?
It's okay, Dan. You don't have to pander to me.
We're just used to seeing your face to remind us. Oh, she's next.
Yeah. Exactly. It's one of those things where it's kind of hard. I thought you
like old movies.
I do. Yeah. I love old movies. It's kind of hard to say because it's like they did a great job, but it's like almost overdone. You know, back in the day, it was like like the staring. I mean, I'm going to give acting a point here, but that staring, well, like this, how do these people not blink? Like the shriveled old guy in the beginning.
Sergio Leone said, "Then you won't get paid."
Yeah.
That has to be what it is. And then even the woman later on, you know, and they're like at the grave site or whatever like that, and she's just staring off into the horizon, and the camera's panning around to her, and she's still not even blinking. I'm like, okay, it's dry out there. How is she not blinking? Right. And so, you know, I know it sounds like a ridiculous idea. There's so much more to this film, of course, as far as acting goes. But what really caught my attention was that discipline. So for that discipline purposes, I'm going to give this a movie a point for acting. All right, carry on, Dan. Now you can skip me again.
So sorry. Okay. Doing a great job on that mountain, by the way.
Thank you. It's very golden brands right now. I don't have all my markers. These are all the ones that I brought with me as I'm traveling, so I'm just trying to make them work. You know.
There you go. That's all you got to do. Just make it work.
I'm missing my 65 other markers. You think I'm exaggerating? I'm not.
What was I going to say? There was somebody who said something about another good movie. Oh, Jacob Irons. He said another good movie with cinematography is The Big Country.
I've heard of that.
It's a must watch. So I guess I'll have to watch it.
Yeah.
The Big Country.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah. Anyways, back to cinematography. You know what? It was really good. I liked it. That's all I got to say. I'll give it a point. But yeah, I mean, you guys heard me already talk about, you know, the exposure and I could talk about the f-stops and all that stuff. I mean, it was visually pleasing to my eyes for sure, you know.
Okay.
This movie.
That's why you didn't fall asleep. Good.
That's probably it. That's probably why I did. I loved, and I loved how, like, obviously the movie has been like redigitized or something, right? Because very sharp. Everything was very sharp in the movie. The dust was nice. The
dust was nice.
Nice, yeah. Just the way the dust came rolling in or something.
Sorry, I've never heard anybody ever compliment the dust in a movie before.
And like the way he used the dark and the contrast, the dark and the light with it, I mean, it's kind of like what he did with the hats. The bad guy has the black hat. The antagonist, not a good guy, but not a bad guy. He's got the kind of like a white, dirty hat. Did
you say nerdy hat?
Dirty.
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 I was like, white and nerdy hat? What does that look like?
I'm white and nerdy.
Does that look like Weird Al's hair or something?
That's it. It's Weird Al's song, White and Nerdy.
If you notice, Key and Peele is in that video in the
Oh,
very
yeah.
beginning in the car. People were like, what? Why are they wearing this? Anyway.
Right.
Money Train.
Anonymous is being funny.
They
Should
are.
we stop for a commercial break?
Should we? Do you think people wonder what we do here?
Let's finish cinematography.
Let's Sibaba.
And then we'll go to the commercial.
I love when we talk about Sibaba.
Cinnabon photography. Cinnabon photography.
It exists, you know.
Cinnamography.
Cinnamon photography?
Yes.
Synonym photography.
Cinematography.
Cinnamon. Cinnamon.
What are we even doing, guys?
I don't know. It must be late. We're tired.
It's fantastic.
It is
Fantastic. All right, go ahead, Matthew. Talk about the cinematography.
Cinnamon. Oh, it's beautifully shot. I mean, it wouldn't be in my top 5 if it didn't have that amazing stuff he was going on with that. So I give it a point.
All right.
Even like if you notice the shot in the beginning when she gets off the train, and it's one of the only shots where they do a pan up and you see the entire town. So they spent like a crap load of money just for that shot, and it just lasts just a few seconds.
Well, but worth it, you know, if it's memorable like that.
Oh yes.
Yeah, definitely.
So, I mean, wow. So definitely a point for cinematography.
Cinematography.
All right, Tabitha, what did you think about it?
I'm glad you asked, Dan. So, I think my favorite scene, and there were a lot of cut scenes in this. That's one thing about older movies that, like, I think it's overused a lot is the cut scenes. You know, we've got cut scenes of the eyes. We've got cut scenes of somebody else's eyes. It's almost like that scene that we have, the cut scene for ourselves when we have, you know, the crickets thing, where it's like, you know, that's kind of what that reminded me a lot of in these older films and then with this one. But I have to say my favorite scene was the transition between the guy's gun when he was about to shoot that kid, and it transitions into the smoke from the train.
Of the train, yeah, and you hear the
nice catch.
Yeah, that was
nice catch.
That was just really well done with the way they blurred the gun, because of course he's about to do something. Like, there was such good storytelling on top of transitioning right there.
Yes.
Right.
Where, you know, he's about to do something heinous that we don't want to witness.
Yeah.
And so it leaves it to the imagination while it's transitioning and moving the story along into something else. I was like, that is really cool. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, honestly, just for that, I mean, I don't know if that really qualifies for cinematography or not. I'm still a little iffy on all of what encompasses cinematography, but I know here we kind of we kind of incorporate a lot of stuff into the cinematography category. So, as far as like, yeah, that goes, just for that scene alone, like, I can give it a point because that was really cool.
Nice. Very good. All right, on to our commercial break, everybody.
Right.
So,
go get some coffee, grab you some synonyms, some cinnamon toast crunch.
Anyways, everybody, what do we really do here at Inside the Booth?
In case you're wondering.
Just in case you're wondering.
What is this place? What is it that you do here? Merchandising. Merchandising, where the real money from the movie is made.
Oh, it's beautiful.
It is beautiful.
That is so beautiful. You guys can go to our website, www.insidethebooth.tv.com. You can get a beautiful mug. Obviously, I don't know what did you show on that video? It was a mug and a
mug, a hoodie, and some wing hug.
Wing hug stickers. Yeah, we got stickers. We got shirts, hoodies, neck gaiters.
Wing hugs.
Yes, wing hugs. Neck gaiters, which I use as a do-rag, but you can use it for your neck.
As you could use it as a don't rag, whatever your prerogative.
Rag, that's right. You could use it as a turtleneck. You know, you could just wear it around your neck for some
Known as
reason.
a dicky if it's just the turtleneck part.
Anyways,
True
we
story.
do have some cool designs that you guys, you know, on that neck thing or on your shirts, or, you know, just support us. You support us, you know, we'll give you
And
a
we'll
shout
support
out
you.
or something. Yeah, that's right. We'll support you.
We don't know how, but we'll do it.
That's it, because we're asking for your money.
We're pretty cut and dry around here at Inside the Booth.
But if you do like what you see, what we do, you know, obviously your support helps us to keep going, or else we probably would have lost our gas and our energy a long time ago. And
Playing the guilt card, I like it.
yes, but but we appreciate all you guys. We love you all. We also have a Patreon.
We love you all. Please give us money.
Yes, that's right. We love you so much that we need your money. So if you love us back, you can join our Patreon for just $1 a month. $1 1 month. That's not a lot of money. But you know what? I think you could do it. Just saying.
We believe in you.
We believe in you. What is that? What's $1 a month come out to be a day? You know, let me do some math.
It's 4 quarters.
No, I know it's 4 quarters, but I'm saying it's like 30 days. So it's like it's only
You're legitimately doing math
3,
now?
yeah, 3 cents a day, everybody.
Dedicated.
3 cents a day, so that you can help support us monthly. Just 3 cents. Go walk to the next road and just pick up 3 cents every day. And
Please go to your local Walmart parking lot and find us.
That's it. Support us for $1, guys. Come on.
All right.
And that's it. Is that
Great
the
job, Dan.
what else do we have? We got Tabitha's Etsy store on the website.
Yeah, got some new merch coming soon.
Oh, good. Yeah, just keep watching and sharing and liking and subscribing, and you know that also helps us. So if you can't afford $1 a day, as long as you share 2 or 3 times a month, we'll be happy. If there's some cash your way, but inflation took it to 0. Sorry.
I believe it.
It did.
50 cents a month.
Hey, whatever. We'll take it.
All right, back to
The show.
the movie and the show. We should have like some kind of transition. All right, we transitioned in. Welcome back to our show.
Welcome back, everybody.
Welcome back to our show. We are now on musical score, the music of this beautiful movie with this beautiful music. Yes, Matthew, you go first.
I mean, that's an easy point.
It's an easy point.
Yeah, like I said earlier, like
Tell us a little bit about the music.
Each character had their own kind of theme song going on,
right?
And so you knew who was coming before you even saw them in the shot. And you know the main guy named Harmonica is always playing this harmonica, this like mysterious tune is always overlaid the entire film. You're like, what is this tune? What is this leading up to? So that adds to the mystery of it.
Sound like a harmonica to you, or is that just?
Oh yeah.
Is it okay?
Yep.
I've never heard a harmonica sound like that before, so
it's a European harmonica.
Playing it badly or something.
He plays it with an accent.
That's it.
Because he's like, yeah. But yeah, it's that's an easy point for me.
Gotcha.
I feel like Dan will find that very interesting.
Interesting. Tabitha, your turn. You go next.
Me?
Yeah.
All
yeah.
right.
While you're drawing your grass.
Drawing my grass. Let me bring out my official notes here. It was kind of, in the beginning, a little bit off-putting because it was just extreme. We went from silence to extreme sound, and then insert music here. So, yeah, and the harmonica kind of threw me off. I actually told Dan before the show, like, it just kind of came out of nowhere, and I wasn't even
Right.
sure. Like, it's playing, and you don't see him play,
Yeah, because he's so far away.
But you know he's there.
Yeah.
At first, I did not know that he was there. It's just the music was playing, and I'm like, this is some interesting music. It was kind of like a little weird to me at the beginning. And then you say this guy playing the harmonica, and I kind of laughed, to be honest. No disrespect, Matthew. But I did kind of laugh because it was just kind of weird. And it does sound a little off to me. I'm not sure. I don't say it doesn't sound like a harmonica, but it must be that European accent because it did sound a little different to me. Of course, maybe that has to do with the enhancement of the sound, through the years. Maybe something, with the video that Dan, sent me, that maybe something got lost in translation. I don't know.
Which version did you guys see? Because there was the theatrical version and then the extended edition.
We can't talk about it. We can't.
I think it was
you know the rules here, Matthew.
it was definitely not the extended, because I think the extended had like an extra 30 minutes or so.
Yeah, the original was 166 minutes and the theatrical was 145 minutes.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, like, good solid Western music, but I can't say it left me. Well, here, I'll just go ahead and write it down.
Half a point.
You saw it here, folks. Because, like I said, good solid Western music, but it didn't leave me thinking, yeah, I could be humming this tune on the way to the bus.
I was trying to get one tune in my head so I could hum it when
riding on the bus.
Point.
Riding on the bus. That's great.
So I did like the music when this is gonna sound weird because to me this is when the music started throughout the movie. Yes, the guy's playing the harmonica.
I was gonna say, you mean when the music started?
That should have been like the music, but like it was weird because it wasn't like after the other spot where the music starts. That's when it kind of plays a little bit more often. So, but before that, it was more like you hear the birds, you hear the creak of the, like the walking on the. So like, to me, it seemed like he used the sounds of nature to make his music, basically.
Oh,
in the beginning,
Okay, that's cool. Yeah.
And then when the music did start after the little kid got shot, because that's when it started, was when the little kid comes out of the house and he's like, my family's dead.
With more staring.
Yeah, and then that music comes up. And I was like, oh, dang, And
what are we going to do, Frank?
Yeah, what are we going to do, Frank?
Well, he knows my name now.
I'm going to have to kill him now. I mean, too bad he didn't say, too bad he should have not said his name. What are we going to do, boss?
What are we going to do, Charlie?
I was going to say, what are we going to do, Charles? Yeah.
You should have said boss. What are we going to do?
All right, boss? Edwin. Ball's in your corner now.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's, to me, that when that scene comes on with that music, I like that music. I think that was the sound of music that I liked the best out throughout that whole movie, was that.
Yes, the hills were alive.
That style. That's that style, yeah.
You got he definitely portrayed the atmosphere very well of the desert.
Yes,
with all those sound effects.
I don't know. I'm wavering between half to 1 point, so I don't know.
What does your heart tell you, Dan?
My heart tells me, I don't know. It doesn't say anything. It says, "Aren't you glad you watched this movie now?"
Well, that
sounds like a good sounded thing. Like positive when what you were saying.
Positive? All right, there you go. Sure. I guess I'll give it a point. I give the music.
He watches the movie twice, Matthew, and he's like, "I guess I give it a point."
He had to watch it twice to give that section a point.
Exactly, because he found it interesting.
Because it was interesting music. You know? It was very.
Matthew's like, "I'm dying over here."
I'm dying. So next is Allegory, everybody.
Oh my goodness, here it comes! I can't wait.
Tabitha goes first.
Oh Tabitha man. Goes
first. Okay.
I want to pull a Dan right here and be like, let everybody else go first, and let me glean off of what they have to say.
This is the first time you're going first on those things, so you're good.
My allegory: don't shoot kids because people won't like you. And I feel like that's more of just sound advice, not really an allegory.
Right. That's exactly it. How did this movie make your walk with Christ better? It just sounded weird after it came out. Sorry.
Yeah, we're not those kind of religious people, Dan. Like,
this movie made my walk with Jesus better because this is what I found. I don't know.
Well, I mean, I think I could go with the classic. Be sure your sins will find you out. You know, vengeance is mine, saith the Lord, kind of thing.
Right, that's good. Yeah.
Just because, and I mean, I think in a way, kind of wish that the bad guy, Henry Fonda's character, it almost like if he didn't die, just because the whole vengeance is mine, your sins will find you out, the truth will set you free, all that kind of stuff is pretty much the staple for every film. Good triumphs over evil. Right. Which I know this is kind of more like about the plot itself and the storyline, but it would have been interesting just to have a kind of a twist, because this movie is very different, and so that would have been a nice twist to add it, or left you hanging if he died. Like, kind of like a Inception moment. Is the top going to topple over or not? But anyway, that's a whole other thing. But
right,
was just kind of thinking about that, because again, this is a lengthy movie. It takes you down this path. It makes you wonder, and it's thought provoking. And so, yeah, I mean, is the bad guy really going to end up paying for his sins? And the answer is yes. And so I think you could really strongly go with. See you, R2. You could really strongly go with. Again, it could also go with pride. Like, your sin will find you out. Your pride is going to. You're going to get your comeuppance. So many times in life, we see bad things happening to good people, and it seems like bad people are just taking over, and they're never getting their comeuppance. But there's going to come a day. It might not be in our timing. God's timing is completely different for us. And a lot of times bad things continue to happen from that same person before they get their comeuppance. And I think that also displays how much patience God has towards us and how much mercy he extends. Because we all know the Bible says, for all have come short of the glory of God. And it's his desire that we all come to him into repentance. And, just kind of, again, thinking about how this guy did so much evil, and he's still around, still alive. And then finally, at the end of the story, there he is. It's like, you're going to get your comeuppance, whether even if Christ saves you and he forgives you of your sin, it doesn't wash away your consequences. So it's be careful what you do with your life. And so I think I could give the allegory for this, a point. just because it's pretty strong. It's just like people need to remember that just because people are getting away with it for a little while, one day they won't. Top that, guys.
Matthew, your turn.
I'm gonna go last.
Going last.
Ooh,
Yeah.
nice, I like it. He's been going first this whole time. I better hurry up and finish. My goodness, we're down to the wire here.
Okay, so I don't know. I guess
He's like, I don't know.
I don't know. Very interesting.
What she said.
Right, yeah, that would be Dan.
No, that's
I like what she said.
not. I like what she said. That's yeah.
Of course you do.
Yeah. I mean,
So was that a point, Tabitha?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, okay.
See.
A1.
A1.
I need some A1.
I like A1 sauce. There was almost like some redemptive moments in the bad guys, but then there wasn't. You know what I mean? I don't know.
He finds it again very interesting.
Exactly. Exactly.
Matthew's dying over here.
I don't know how to explain any of this. Like,
It's all good, Dan. Give
don't
it
be greedy. I guess I don't know because everybody's greed got them killed, basically.
Well, greed will kill you from the inside out, pretty much.
That's right. And don't
don't do drugs. Stay in school.
Be a good guy. Revenge is not the way.
Oh my gosh, Dan's pulling every cliche out the book.
No, I guess I really don't have much, to be honest.
There's no shame in that, Dan. There's no shame.
I didn't say there was, but
of course not. You're the person speaking. I'm supposed to be the one that affirms what you're saying.
Oh, yes. I don't know. I didn't see much. I mean, look to the future. Yes, that I guess, because Matthew was saying earlier, the woman with the waters, always having water and stuff.
Now you're stealing Matthew's words.
Well, yeah, but I'm thinking about it while I'm talking. She seems like the only one throughout the movie that had hope, hope for the future, and was able to conform, or was able to be renewed in her mind because, oh geez, more furniture. Everybody, kick them out. I'll have to kick them out. R2 left. Yeah. So I don't know. I don't have much, but I know that there was like a portion of hope there, So I guess I'll go with hope. And
the woman
hope,
character.
Like a what?
The woman character, as you're saying.
Yeah. For the woman character, yeah. The other guys, I don't think they had much hope. I think because they were stuck in the past and they didn't know what to do with themselves. So they all left. They either died or goodbye.
I don't have any hope, so peace out, homies.
Yeah. I don't know. So I guess my thing would be, hope in Jesus. Things change and nothing ever stays the same.
He's the river of life.
Or I could say, the more they change, the more they stay the same.
What?
What quote is that from?
The more they changed, the more they stayed the same.
Yeah. You never heard that quote before?
No, only from the law.
That's great. Only from me now. No, but that's a quote in a movie called Lost in New York or Lost in L.A., something like that, with Snake Plissken. You never seen that? Snake Plissken,
I saw Lost in New York.
I have no idea what you're talking about, Dan. I'm sorry.
All right. Anyways, we'll have to watch. We'll have to review.
Anyways.
Anyways.
David's here.
Anyways.
Shout out to
Hope in
Dave.
Jesus, because the future is good.
Before us?
Future is now.
I don't
Because
know.
the future is now.
I just love Jesus. I'll give the.
I like that. I just love Jesus. That's great. That's the best answer. That's
Good
the
I
answer.
just love
Good
Jesus.
answer.
I don't care about anything else.
That's the best answer.
Thank you. So
So,
oh,
was that a
Escape.
point?
Yeah, there you go. Escape from LA, Escape from New York. My brother's watching. He was lurking
Alright.
because now he's like, Dan, I know those movies. I know you know those movies. You got me into those movies, David. So yeah. So I will say I don't.
I already wrote you, Dan. I already got you. I already wrote you down. Like,
Oh, you did? I was
Me
going to say,
too.
don't really give it a point because
oh,
I
okay.
couldn't come up with anything. Just give it
I
a
sounded like you gave it a point because you said all I know is I love Jesus, so that's what I went with. All right,
half.
totally scratched out. Okay.
All right. I'll give it a half a point. How about that?
Look, I can only use so much ink. Okay. God.
0.5.
And they talk about how women change their minds all the time. All right.
I'll give it a half a point. So it was interesting. That was a little delay reaction.
It was seeping in me at first.
Yeah, David, I think you did give them to me, didn't you? Those movies. All right. Well, anyways, Matthew.
Anyways,
your
shout out to
turn.
David.
Your turn, Matthew.
My turn. Obviously, you get the point.
Well, tell us what it is
So-
first.
So what I got out of it, so every there's something like one of the quotes they had in there was called has something to do with death. So like every one of those characters essentially died either like physically or spiritually, even with our main protagonist guy. So the whole thing I got out of it was the wages of sin is death. So everything like you do eventually catches up to you. So the wages you have to pay for those wages. If you don't like going to Jesus, if you don't have Jesus with you, you're going to have to pay those wages somehow, and it is death, a spiritual death. Now, if you come along and say, and from your heart, really say like you're I want to be forgiven, and really repent from your heart, like you're just anguished, like I know I was super wrong, Lord forgive me. But we see these guys at the end sequence when he's riding up or walking towards our main hero guy. He's like, I tried to be the banker. That's not my identity. I can't escape my identity. And the main character is saying like, it's the old ways. Like we're from a different time. So let's finally do this. And then they have the whole, duel at the end, and boom, one of them goes. Yeah. And then same with Cheyenne. Cheyenne couldn't escape from what he did from the past. Like I don't think your version had it. So like they're walking away in one sequence at the end, and Cheyenne just goes down and dies because of a bullet hole in his side. So he dies.
But where did he get the bullet hole? That's the question.
Well, his escape, like he was going to another town, and he escaped.
So you're saying when he escaped from
the law, like he got shot.
Okay, that makes sense. Because at first I was like, wait a minute, where the heck did he get shot at? They didn't show that.
Right. But, it's one of those things in cinema. You're like you got to piece the puzzle pieces together. Oh, okay, he got away. He's not going to that other town to go to the new jail that they have set up there.
Yeah. More guards, more bars.
And there's another quote that's just echoes throughout, like the money man. He's like, what beats the gun is money. Money always talks. So like he bought out all his gang members. He's like, well, how do you play this game at the card table? And like you had the whole sequence, the gang tried to kill him, but the main hero guy said, no, he's only mine, and saves him. And the girl was like so angry, but she knew, if you see in her face, she knew that there was something deep and spiritual going on. There wasn't a lot saying, but you could see it in their faces. They're like, okay, this is an old way of doing things, and this is the old times past. They have to finish it the right way, and she represents, the new life coming in, the water. She is the origin of the mother of the West. And you see at the end everybody coming to her for the water. Okay, you're going to do this, this, and this. She's bringing life. New life is coming. So, so there you
All right. I like it, Matthew.
And since Dave's not here, he gives all of them a point.
David said, "This is new, Tabitha drawing while you guys are doing a movie review. Nice.
Mhm.
Tabitha, are you drawing the movie? Question mark.
Well, you got to watch it
But, yeah, you got to watch it to see.
to see if she is.
Right.
It's on the Google Drive. Yeah, looks good. You need a silhouette of a cowboy in there somewhere.
Okay, fine.
Fine.
There he is.
There he is. That
Right
little
there.
daddy's up top.
A scene from a great distance.
And he's
So,
going,
well,
Adrian!
exactly. I will tally up the points if you want to.
Ding, ding.
Ding, ding.
All right. So, everybody, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Ding. Oh, let me play the video. Ding the bell button. If I can find it. Jeez, where'd it go? Where is it?
I got it.
Okay, go ahead. Hit the bell.
Want to ring the bell? All right. Ding, ding.
Ding, ding. That's right.
That's it. So don't forget, guys, ding that bell button, and so you're notified for more videos coming up.
Hoorah.
Oh yeah. And because I'm looking for the other one. There it is.
How is that relevant to the conversation?
Because it's quiet.
They got crickets.
I was about to jump in with the tally.
Okay, go ahead.
There's a possibility of 15 points. How many points do you guys think this movie got overall?
I don't know. 25.
False.
Wait, did you count
Wait.
Dave? Dave's 5?
I did not.
Oh, okay. I'll say like 12.
Okay, Matthew is the closest to. So Matthew, you're the winner.
You're the winner.
Yeah.
It got a whopping 13 out of 15
All
possible
right.
points.
13 out of 15.
That's good.
Now, honestly, my overall view: would I watch this movie again? If it was a rainy afternoon on a Sunday and I needed to take a nap, then yes, I would.
Tabitha fell asleep.
I didn't fall asleep. I'm saying the only way that I'd really want to watch this movie again is if I needed to fall asleep.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
No offense, guys, but it was just,
Bro is here. Scurf Scuttlebutt Podcast. Bro. Go check him out, guys. He's got a good podcast, too. Go check him out. Nice, Tabitha. Nice.
Thank you.
I
I counted. That's all I did. So.
Sweet. Now, me, would I watch it again? Maybe in a few months I would watch it again. So I recommend everybody. Well, obviously, Matthew, would you watch it again? You watch it every day, don't you?
Silly question.
He watches it once a day just to get his.
Once a week.
Just for the harmonica playing.
That's right.
Wow.
So good. Boy, sounds like
good.
A cat dying.
Like a cat dying while he's playing violin.
Yeah.
So, I recommend everybody watch this movie at least once. Tell us what you think in the comment section below of the movie. tell us if we did a good job reviewing this movie. And don't forget, we have some links down below if you want to know a little bit more in depth of other people's thoughts of the movie. Because I know I didn't really talk much about the depth of the thoughts of the movie. So
It was too interesting to talk about.
yeah, it's an interesting movie. Let me tell you that much. That's the only way I know how to explain this movie. Because I liked it and I didn't like it, and I liked it and I didn't like it. It was just weird. It was a weird one.
The only thing that Dan can say.
That's it.
Tell him, silent breed is people.
That's what Dan has to say about this movie.
Yes. Don't forget, Silent Green is people. Thank you, everybody, for coming. Thank you for watching. We appreciate each and every one of you. If you like what we do, support us with all the links down below in the description box. And that's all I'm going to say, because I already begged everybody during the commercial. So there you go.
Right.
Tabitha's drawing is done. It does look beautiful. It looks very Texas-ish. Texan?
Texie? What is that?
Texan is from Texas, or is that from Arizona or something? It looks very dry.
Should be Arizona.
Arizona, that's what I thought.
It's the best I could do in the time that I had with the markers I had.
Right. It looks very
Nice.
dry. It looks very, you forgot to do a tumbleweed.
Oh, it's there.
That's just a weed.
Yes.
That's your signature. It's not a tumbleweed.
What?
Excuse you. Oh my gosh. You know what? Don't look at it. You're not allowed to look at it anymore. I'm just
I'm
gonna
a
keep this
joke.
blurry. I'm just gonna
It's
keep
a
this
joke.
blurry.
Yeah,
Can't
you're.
look.
It's a joke.
Oh, did that make it better? No, I'm joking.
Wow.
Focus that camera. Jeez. Anyways, good night, everybody. We love
Anyways.
you all. Yeah, anyways. And this last video.
Are you not entertained?